Hey guys, it's Paula. So I want to share something with you guys today. I am obsessed. I found this dark ocean green mica powder from Eye Candy. I am a huge fan. They actually emailed me and thanked me for being a customer and were very humble. And so I'm a big fan. The color is amazing. It's this really pretty, like dark teal with a bit of shimmer. So I'm going to show you how to make some really cute earrings using this dark ocean green Eye Candy mica powder. So what we're going to do first is we're going to put some resin in this little, I use little like plastic shot glasses. They're perfect for when you want to mix up a little bit like this. And then I'm going to open the Eye Candy. And I'm going to get a little, now I've got a spoon in here that I'm going to stir it with, but I'm also going to get a little spoon to dump some in there for you. So we're just going to dump a little bit in. It doesn't take a lot, especially if it's a good mica powder. It does not take a lot. We'll set that there for just a minute and we'll mix this up, make sure it's dark enough. You want to get it dark enough that it's going to cover the silver, but not too thick that the resin, the UV light is not going to be able to penetrate it. So we want to get it a nice, good consistency. Like this right here is perfect. It's a nice dark consistency, but not too thick. So we're going to take the little spoon and we're just going to dump on some of this beautiful resin on here. Kind of spread it around. Oh, I love this color. It's so pretty. If they start getting too close, you can just move it one over. They tend to move a little bit when you put the resin in. So you want to get that nice and covered, but you don't want to bubble it. You don't want to make that little bubble because you're going to put flowers in here and then resin again on top. So you want it to be nice and flat. We'll set that aside. And then we're going to take our lighter and we're going to just get the bubbles out. Just like that, just a little pass. And I'm going to go ahead and pop the light on there for about 2 minutes. All right, so now that your time has passed, you're going to take one of these flowers. This is Queen Anne's lace. And you're going to pick one that has really pretty flowers on it. So I think we might do this one. See how pretty that is? So you want to take your surgical knife or your X-Acto knife and you want to cut right down the center. There we go. So now we have 2 pieces, the same flower. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little layer of resin onto the basils. And then I'm going to, again, put this part of the flower where it all comes together as close to the edge as possible. That one's falling apart a little bit, and that is okay, because I will show you what we can do. So if some of the flowers fall off like this, it's not a big deal. You can just get a little bit of resin here on the toothpick, and you can pop those right back in there just like that. So we're just going to put some of these back in there where they popped off. And then we're going to clip this little one right here because it's going to stick out and I really don't want to lose that flower. It's very pretty. So we're just going to pop it off right there and then we're going to push it in further so it stays. Okay, so once you get the flowers in place and they're as close to the edge on each side as possible, we're going to go ahead and cure this for just a few seconds. It doesn't need to be long because all we're trying to do is get the flowers to stay on the resin so that when we put the final coat of the epoxy, or I'm sorry, the UV resin on there, the flowers aren't going to be moving around and sliding around. Then it makes it really hard to get them to stay in place when you do the final pour of the UV resin. So we just do this to keep them in place. So when we do the final pour, they don't slide. All right, so they've been under there long enough. So now we're going to take our resin and we're going to put a coat over these. Again, you want it to bubble, but not go over the edge. So you just have to be very careful that you get a nice little bubble on it without putting too much that it's going to overflow. And again, anytime you use flowers, you want to give it a minute to make sure no bubbles are going to press up because air bubbles can get caught underneath the flower when you're pouring the resin. So you just want to kind of feel around in there. Make sure no bubbles are under the flowers that are going to pop up later because you can have something really pretty. And after you put it under the light, if a bunch of bubbles pop up, it might not look really good after that. So you always want to make sure to get rid of any bubbles that you can. So at this point, I don't really see any bubbles, but I'm just going to go ahead and use this to torch just to make sure. Doesn't hurt. And then we're going to pop this back on. We're going to leave it on a full 2 minutes this time. These are super, super pretty. Just like this. You don't really have to do anything. They're very pretty. But what I'm going to, I'm just going to pop some earring wires on here. I use sterling silver. It's not that much more expensive, and more people tend to agree with that wire. It doesn't infect their ears like some earring wires will. So we just popped on 2 earring wires, and there you have it. Just pretty. Now I am going to be doing a part 2 to this video. So if you want, you can just pop on earring wires and they look adorable, just like that. If you wanted something a little bit longer or a little bit more, let me think of the word I want to say, decorative, I guess, a little bit more something to it besides just the flowers, I'm going to do another video to show you how you would add a bead to this, or beads if you want to do that. Hey guys, I'm back. And as promised, I'm going to show you a different way to put hooks on these. So in the last video I made, we made these same exact kind of earrings, except we just put regular sterling silver hooks on them. Today I'm going to show you how to use 20 gauge wire to make them a little bit more decorative. So what we're going to start out with is we're going to start out with the 20 gauge wire. You want to do about, probably about 3 inches, just to be safe. I'd rather have too much wire than not enough. So you're going to cut two pieces of the 3-inch wire. Wire snippers is what I'm using here. Then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, which do not have the ridges. This is just a flat chain nose plier. And I'm going to take this piece of wire and I'm going to, about half or about a third of the way, I'm going to bend it right in half so it looks like an L. Just like that. Now I'm going to take my needle nose pliers, which are these, and I'm going to put it about right there. And I'm going to bring this wire over to touch the other wire, just like that. I'm going to remove these, put them back in around the same spot, and I'm going to bring this over, just like that. So it looks like an L with a little loop. I'm going to take the needle nose pliers off. Then I'm going to take the earring and I'm just going to pop this on here. And you just pop. And then you're going to take the chain nose pliers and you're going to hold this shut. And you're going to wrap this wire around a couple times. So just like that, 1, 2. And then you're going to snip this little piece and tighten that down a little bit right there. So that's what it should look like. And you're going to do that with both pieces. So we're going to do that again. All right, now I've picked this stone. This is called Imperial Jasper. It's one of my favorite kinds of stone. As you can see, it's got little different patterns. Not two are the same, they just all look different. And they really match the beautiful green. So you're gonna slip one of these on here, just like that. And then you're going to take your wire, you're going to turn it sideways because you want this loop to go like this because you're going to put it on an earring hook. So you want to take it, just take your finger like that. Again, do the L, just like that. Slip this in here, bring it back around, just like we did originally. You're going to take these out, put them back in, and then you're going to bring this all the way out. So it looks like that. Then what you want to do is just wrap this around a couple times towards back. You don't want to do this at the front because you have a little wire poking out. You're going to snip the excess and then you're going to take your chain nose pliers and just tuck that in right there. Just like that. And then you're going to take that piece. You're going to pop open the ear wire. Put this on here, of course, the flower side facing up, and close that up. And you're going to do the exact same thing with the other one. So again, bead on, turn it to the side, do your bend, get your needle nose pliers, bring it around, again around like that, and then wrap it 2 times. Cut off the excess with your snippers, your wire cutters, and tuck that little piece in right there. And then we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to put it on the earring wire. And now you have a super cute pair of earrings. Thanks for watching, you guys.